After the fall of the Western Roman Empire, the Venetian lagoon offered protection from barbarian raids. One of the first inhabited islands in the lagoon was the island of Torcello, which now holds the oldest standing building in the entire lagoon, a 17th century Byzantine cathedral that dates back to when the Eastern Roman Empire still controlled the Italian peninsula. In the 6th century, the Eastern Roman Empire, later rebranded as Byzantine, went on to reconquer most of the lost empire. This was achieved under the leadership of Justinian and his great general Belisarius. For the Venetians, it was easy to align themselves with the Eastern Roman Empire, as they also saw themselves as Roman. Although, as the Byzantines lost influence in the Italian peninsula, this relationship started to sour. In the year 1095, the Byzantine emperor asked the Pope for help in recapturing lost lands. The Pope had different ideas. Hey Pope, so if we win, we're getting back the land, right? Right? Yeah, how about that? Fast forward 100 years, and crusading had become Europe's favorite pastime. Although having launched 3 crusades, the Christians weren't able to keep the Holy Land. The new Pope then decided it was about time to launch another crusade. This time, the Crusaders had planned to first take Egypt. To do so, they first needed ships. So who better than to go to than the Venetians? Only problem is, once they got there, they didn't have the money to pay for the ships they had commissioned. Yeah, so about the money we owe you, we kind of don't have it. So if we could just not pay it, that would be great. Not wanting to lose out on all the money they were owed, the Venetian Doge came up with a plan to sack the Christian city of Zara that had recently broken free from Venetian influence. Upon hearing the news about the sacking of Zara, the Pope was not pleased. This is where this guy comes in. The son of a former Byzantine emperor who had been fired, which in this case means blinded and thrown in prison, met up with the leaders of the crusade and promised them money, soldiers, and the reunification of the Catholic and Christian Church that had recently schismed. All the prince asked for in return was to be placed as the ruler of the Roman Empire. The Crusaders then diverted their mission once again to go attack the most important Christian city in the world, Constantinople. Constantinople was the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire for over 1,000 years. The legendary city had been sieged numerous times, but had always held strong. But at this point in time, the Byzantine Empire was highly diminished. It was hoped that by showing the prince to the people of Constantinople, they will be inspired and want to place him on the throne.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, that didn't work too well. The Crusaders then did what they do best: attack. The enemy's at the gate! What are we gonna do? Calm down, soldier. I've got a plan. Hey, what's that over there? What? Huh? I don't see anything there. Oh. Yeah, we're fucked. With the emperor now gone, the citizens of Constantinople decided to give the old emperor, who had been rotting in prison for 8 years and was blind and crippled, a promotion. The new emperor now let the Crusaders inside the city. The Crusaders then fulfilled their end of the promise and made the prince co-emperor. During the occupation of Constantinople, the city was set on fire 3 separate times. The inhabitants were not too happy with the Crusaders being in their city. Things were made worse when the prince was unable to keep his lofty promises. The two emperors were then deposed and killed via popular uprising. The new emperor decided to make a stand against the Crusaders. Men, for over 1,000 years, this city has stood strong. Many armies have tried to conquer us, but they have all failed. For we are Romans, and we have God on our side. And now, we must once again defend this great city in the greatest empire in the world. And we shall never be conquered, for we are Romans! Who's with me? The counterattack then failed, and the new emperor also fled the city. Now leaderless, the city fell. For 3 days, Constantinople was sacked. Churches and homes were stripped for their valuables. People were slaughtered. Works of art dating back from ancient Greek and Roman time were destroyed. The empire then fragmented, and the Crusaders and Venetians carved out the land for themselves. What remained of the Byzantines was eventually able to recapture Constantinople over 60 years later. The Byzantine Empire finally fell to the Ottomans in 1453, bringing an end to the Roman Empire. 1,000 years after the fall of Rome, and 2,000 years after the city was founded, the Roman Empire was no more. So was that the end of the Roman Empire? Well, if you don't count language, religion, laws, the calendar, architecture, and the countless works of art that still remain, then yes, it was the end. For a better look at the legacy of the Byzantines, there is no better place to go to than Venice. Let's go back to the cathedral in Torcello. Every mosaic in here is done in the traditional Byzantine style. The mosaics even have Greek inscriptions on them. Because it was part of the Byzantine Empire for so many years, and its leading role in the Fourth Crusade, Venice has become the best place to look at Byzantine artifacts. Here is some of the loot that was taken back from Constantinople.